Okay. All right, so we started a new lesson today, lesson 35. So who can tell me what you saw in our video today for lesson 35? I only see 2 hands. Oh, 3 hands. I feel like I should see a lot more. All right, Peyton, what did you see in the lesson 35 video today?
Multiplying two-digit numbers by two-digit numbers using area models.
Right, we're learning how to multiply 2 digits by 2 digits now. And we're still using an area model. So just like we did before with multiplication when we just had 2 digit by 1 digit, we're doing the same thing with our area model, but just with 2 digit by 2 digit. All right, so we're going to do some practice problems together to go over how we can use our area model and also how we can write our multiplication problems vertically. So one number on top of the other. That kind of looks like the standard method of multiplication. So I need everyone to open their workbooks and we're starting on page 177. 177. I'm going to get my screen shared and ready to go. All right, can everyone see my screen and my page? All right. And does everyone have their pencil ready and their book?
Page 177.
Yep. Alrighty, so we're gonna do number 1 together. And just so you friends know, I'm using my iPad to do my problem, so I have to use my finger. So bear with me and my handwriting since I don't have a pen or a pencil like you guys. All right. So first, we need to use an area model to represent the following expressions, and then we're going to write it in the vertical one over here. Over here, we'll write our vertically over here and add the partial products to find our answer. All right, I'll erase my circle. So first, we're doing 20 times 22. So who can remember from our video how we need to label the sides of our rectangle? Jack, how are we going to label the sides of our rectangle?
On the left, you put the number you're multiplying with.
Right, so which number are we going to put on the left?
The 20.
20. And then what numbers are we going to put up on the top?
20, and then on the smaller side, 2.
Right, because we're breaking up. We're breaking up 22 into 20 and 2. So next, I need to find the area of both of my rectangles that I have here. So how am I going to find the area of this smaller rectangle first? Sophia. You're muted, Sophia. Here, it should pop up for you. There you go.
Sorry, everything's so glitchy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Sophia.
Okay, everything's glitchy and Sorry, I didn't hear you calling me. But you're gonna multiply 20 times 2.
Right, I'm gonna do 20 times 2. And what is 20 times 2, Sophia?
That is 40.
40. So remember, when we multiply by something that has a 0, you can always cross off your 0 and add it to your answer first, and then do the more basic fact. That can always help you. All right, and now Nina. How do I find out the area of this black rectangle over here?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What am I going to do to find the area of the black rectangle on the left?
You can multiply 20 times 20.
Right, we can multiply 20 times 20. And what does that equal, Nina?
It equals 400.
Right, I can cross off my zeros and add them to my answer. And then I'm left with 2 times 2, which equals 4. So when we write our problem vertically over here, first we would do our smaller rectangle. So first we did 20 times 2, and we got 40. So I can write that here. And then we did 20 times 20, which is 400. And when you're writing your partial products, when we're writing vertically, you want to make sure you line up your ones and your tens and your hundreds to make sure you don't get them mixed up. So to find my final answer, or the area of the entire rectangle, what do I need to do? Reese, what do I need to do?
Add the 40 plus the 400.
Right, and what does that equal?
440.
Right, equals 440. So our final answer goes down here below our two partial products since we added them up. All right, we ready to move on to the next one? All righty, so let's see. My friend Elijah, if I'm doing 50 times 41, how am I going to label my rectangle?
You're going to put 40 above the bigger space on top, and then 1 in the smaller space up top, and then 50 on the side.
Right. I'm going to put 50 as the width of my rectangle. And then for my length, Elijah said we're going to split it up into 40 and 1. All right, Zoe, how am I going to find the area of my red rectangle?
You're gonna find the area by multiplying 40 times 1.
40 times 1? What's the width of my rectangle?
The width of your rectangle is 50.
So what am I going to multiply to find the area?
50 times 1.
Right, 50 times 1. And what's 50 times 1, Zoe?
50 times 1 is 50.
50, right? Because anything times itself, or anything times 1 is itself. So 50 times 1 is 50. All right, so Sarah, how am I going to find the area of my black rectangle?
You have to do 40 times 50.
Right.
So you cross off the zeros, put them in your answer, and then it's just 4 times 5 equals 20.
Right,
So
so
your
what
answer
is,
is 2,000.
so yeah, so 40 times 50 is 2,000. I'm going to put my comma. Put my comma. All right, so now that I want to record my partial quotient or my partial products vertically, which one did we do first? Ilea, which one did we do first?
50.
50, right? So I'm going to write it in red so that it matches our rectangle. First, we did 50 times 1, which equals 50. And then what did we do next, Ilea?
40 times 50, and that equals 2,000.
Right, that equals 2,000. So notice how I lined up my ones and my tens, and then hundreds and thousands go next. All right, so to find out my final answer, what do I need to do with my two partial products?
Add.
Yeah, I need to add them. So when I add them, Ilea, what do I get?
2,050.
Right. I have 2,050. So 50 times 41 is 2,050. All right, so how are we feeling about multiplying 2-digit by 2-digit numbers? We feel good, maybe in the middle, or thumbs down, you're a little confused. All right, so my friends that are in the middle, what are we confused on? What can I help explain more so that you'll understand better? I think I saw, oh, Leah, are you a thumbs up now? You're feeling better? Sophia, I saw you kind of in the middle. Are you good now? All right, does anyone have any other questions about how we use the area model and how we write it vertically? Nolan, do you have a question? No?
I have a question.
All right, Zoe, go ahead.
Will we be doing this in extra math?
I'm not sure if you're doing this in extra math. I think
So
extra math is more.
extra math is just basic facts.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so if we're feeling pretty good about using our area model and writing it vertically, I'm going to put you into breakout rooms to work on number 3 on your own. So for number 3, we're doing 60 times 73. So I want you to label your rectangle and figure out your areas, and then also write it vertically and write your partial products and find your final product. Sound good? All right, I'm going to put you into breakout rooms, and then should only take you about 2.5 minutes to get it done. So I'll stop sharing my screen so that I can do into breakout room. All righty. All righty.
All right, me, Chase, and a ceiling fan are a group today.
Miss Shevchik,
Mr. Freshman,
I forgot to tell you, I finished the whole program of extra math.
did you? So you ready for me to drop down your seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. There you are, Gracie. I thought someone was going to be walking on your ceiling. What in the world?
By the way, which one are we on?
Problem 3.
Okay, so Gracie, how are we going to label our rectangle? 60 times 73. Let's do the side first. What do we label the side?
60.
Yep. And then what do we label the top left-handed box?
70, and then the smaller box 3.
Very good. Okay, Chase, so now why don't you tell us what multiplication equation are we solving in the left-hand box?
60 times 70.
Okay, how many zeros can we take off?
2.
Okay, and we're left with 6 times 7 equals?
42.
Gracie, what equation are we going to solve in the second small rectangle? So look, Gracie, you're going to come from the side and come from down, just like a multiplication chart. So what's in the little rectangle? What's on top?
Camera 3.
And what's on the side?
$60.
So we're going to solve 60 times 3. How many zeros do we take off?
1.
And we're left with 6 times 3 equals?
18.
Good. Okay, Chase, what are we going to put on our Gracie, who's bothering you? Is that one of your brothers or sister? One of your sisters?
It's my sister Allie.
Okay, doesn't she have school? Yeah, Allison, you were in 4th grade once, right? She's older than you, right? I remember. Yeah, she knows. Leave Gracie.
Yeah,
she's working. You should be doing your middle school work, not bothering her.
she's in 7th grade now.
Yeah, tell her to get to work. Leave you alone. All right, Chase. What should be on our equation, honey? What's on the top line?
180.
And then the second line?
4,200.
All right, when we add those together, what do we get?
4,380.
Very good.
All right, I see everyone coming back. Jack, do you have a question?
I was gonna explain the answer.
All right, since I had you already help me with one of the other problems, I'll have another friend help. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. All righty. Let's see, Hunter, walk me through what you and your group did.
Okay. So first put 60 on the left side. 70 at the top of the bigger box, and then 3 at the smaller box.
Right.
Then we do 60 times 3. Do 6. So take away the 0 and put it into your answer. Then 6 times 3 is 18, and then you get 180 for that. Then 60 times 70, we have to take away the zeros, put them in our answer. Then 7 times 6 is 42, so we get 4,200. Then we put both of our
All
answers.
right, hold on. Let's stop right there just to make sure everyone's caught up and everyone's checking. Is everyone still on board? Is that what you and your group did? All right. Okay, Hunter, keep going.
Okay, so then you put 180 and 4,200 on those lines.
4. Let me fix
Okay.
my 2. There we go.
So then we have to add them together and we get 4,380. That's our answer.
All right, give me a thumbs up if you and your group got the same answer. Oh, good. I see lots of thumbs up. Tyler, did you have a question or you were just raising your hand because you got the same answer?
I got the same answer.
Okay, good. So is this making sense? Good. It's kind of similar to what we did before with multiplying, but now we just have 2-digit by 2-digit. All right, so we're going to move on to number 5. So you have to turn to the next page. All right, so for number 5, we need to draw our own area model. And then we need to write our problem vertically, just like we did before, but we're going to draw it ourselves and write it vertically ourselves. All right, so I'm going to draw my rectangle. And Gracie, I want you to help me label the sides of my rectangle. So I'm doing 70 times 54.
The side is 70.
Right, so my width on the left is 70.
Why isn't your video on?
And then Gracie, what's my length on the top?
On the top, the bigger square is 50, and then the smaller square is 4.
Right, good. Thanks, Gracie. All right, so trace. How am I going to find the area of this red rectangle here first?
$70 times 4.
Right, I'm going to do 70 times 4. And what does that equal, Trace?
280.
Right, 280, because I can cross off my 0 and add it to my answer. And then 7 times 4 is 28. All right. And then let's see, Reese. How am I going to find the area of my yellow rectangle that I just highlighted?
You can do 70 times 50.
Hold on. 70 times 50. Which, how am I going to find that out?
You can take off the 2 zeros, and then 7 times 5 is 35.
Right. So when I take off my 2 zeros, I need to make sure I add them to my answer first because we can't forget about them. And recess 7 times 5 is 35. All right, so Chase, how am I going to write my problem vertically?
Put 280 on top.
Right, so first I need to actually write my problem vertically, 70 times 54. So what number do I want to put on the top of my vertical?
70 or 54.
Right, 54. And then we'll put 70 underneath. So then now, Chase, What are my two partial products that I'm going to write?
280.
280 and
3,500.
right. And then Cooper. What am I going to do with my two partial products to find my final answer?
Add them together.
Right, I'm going to add them together. So when I add them together, what am I going to get, Cooper?
$3,780.
Right, 3,780. And then just as a tip, so you remember when you do some more problems on your own, make sure you start in the ones place over here when you're adding. I'm going to draw an arrow. Oh, no, we didn't want to use that. And draw an arrow over here. Make sure you start in your ones place when you're adding, because you never know when you'll get a number that you have to carry the tens place over to the next place. So you want to make sure that you go add up the ones and then add up the tens and then the hundreds. So you don't want to forget to move a number over if you need to. Right, are we ready to move to the next problem? All right. So now we're going to do number 7. So for number 7, we're just going to visualize the area model. So we're not necessarily going to draw it. If it does help you, you can draw it on your own on a separate piece of paper or on a whiteboard, but we're just going to kind of picture it in our heads when we're going to solve the expression. So for number 7, we're doing 60 times 34. So Nolan, how can I write my multiplication problem vertically?
60 times 34.
Right, so should I put 34 on the top or 60 on the top? How have we been doing it up here with the other one?
34 on the top.
Right. Times 60. All right, so if we're picturing our rectangle in our head, we'd have a big rectangle and we'd have inside, we'd have a smaller one and then the one that's a little bit bigger. Which one do we usually start with when we're using our area model? What area do we usually find first? Caliana, which one do we usually find first? You have to unmute yourself, I can't hear you.
The small one?
Right, we start with the small one. So if we're thinking about our area model, Caliana, we're thinking of our small rectangle. What two numbers are we multiplying to find the area of the smaller rectangle?
60 and 34.
Not 60 and 34. What two numbers would we break 34 into?
$60 and 4.
Well, for 34, we'd break into 30 and 4, right? Because we're multiplying by 34.
Yeah.
So we have 30 in our bigger rectangle and 4 in our smaller one. So if we're finding the area of our smaller rectangle, what two numbers are we multiplying? Who wants to help Caliana out? What two numbers are we going to multiply to figure out the area of our smaller rectangle?
Miss Camina, it might be helpful maybe if you do, instead of trying to visualize it, maybe if you just sketch it out to the left so she can see it. That might be helpful since today's our first day kind of trying these. Okay,
All right.
Caliana, watch Miss Gabine. Look, she's helping you. This is kind of what they want you to start visualizing. And you guys know from reading, that means creating pictures in your mind.
So we visual our rectangle, we had 60 on this side, and then we talked about how we split up 60 on this side, and then we split up 34 into 30 and 4. So Caliana, if I'm trying to find the area of this smaller rectangle, what two numbers am I multiplying?
30 and 4.
Not 30 and 4, what's the width of my rectangle?
60.
60, so I'm multiplying 60 and
4.
4. So I can write that in my rectangle. So then to find 60 times 4, what am I gonna do? Reese, what am I gonna do to find 60 times 4?
Take off the 0 and put it in your answer, and then 6 times 4 equals 24, so 240.
Right, so now I can write that in my vertical problem over here. We figured out the first rectangle. We got 240. All right, so Bella, what am I going to multiply to figure out the area of the bigger rectangle? This
30
one.
times 60.
Right, we're going to do 30 times 60. Or 60 times 30. And then Bella, what's 60 times 30?
1,800.
Right, so I can cross off my zeros and add them to my answer. And then Bella knows 6 times 3 is 18. Now I can write that in my vertical problem over here. All right, so Tyler, I have my two partial products. What do I need to do to find my final product?
Multiply.
Okay. I multiplied and got the two areas of my rectangle. How am I going to find the area of the entire rectangle altogether?
Add.
Add. So when I add, Tyler, what am I going to get? I'm going to do 0 plus 0 first.
0 plus 0 equals 0.
Right, and then I'm going to do 4 plus 0.
4.
And then 2 plus 8.
10.
10. So I'm going to write a 0 here and carry my 1 over. And then now I have 1 plus 1.
And 2.
What's my final answer, Tyler?
2,040.
Right, 2,040. All right, let's do number 8 together. Get a little more practice.
She wasn't talking to you. Plus.
So for number 8, we're doing 40 times 55.
Caliana, please turn your camera on.
So I'll draw my rectangle over here to help us, since we're still kind of getting used to it. All right, so Peyton, how am I gonna label the sides of my rectangle if I have 40 times 55?
Okay. So you're gonna put 40 on the left,
Mm-hmm.
and then above the top left, you're gonna put 50, and on the top right, you're gonna put 5.
Right, I'm gonna put 50 and 5. Nice job, Peyton. All right, so Ava. First, I want to find the area of my red rectangle that I just kind of drew in. So what am I going to multiply to find the area of the red rectangle?
40 times 5.
Right, and then what's 40 times 5?
200.
200, right? Because I can cross off my 0 and add it to my answer. And then 4 times 5 is, add my 0. It's 200. And then now I want to find the area of my blue rectangle. So Noah, what two numbers am I going to multiply to find the area of my blue rectangle?
Okay. 50 and 50.
So 50, Noah, and what?
$40.
Right, 50 and 40. And then Noah, to find out 50 times 40, what can I do?
50. Take down the zeros. Take down
Take off my
the
zeros.
Put them in your answer. And 5 times 4. Wait.
Yep, you have 5 times 4. What is that, Noah?
20.
20. So 50 times 40 is what, Noah?
20.
Not 20. Remember, I added my 2 zeros to my answer.
2,000.
2,000. So now I'm going to write it vertically so we can see it. So Jack, what number am I going to put on the top?
40. Wait, 55.
55, right? So when we write our problem vertically, when we use our area model to look, our side on the top, the length of our rectangle, so like this one up here, is on the top over here when we write it vertically. Does that make sense? Does that help help you remember to see which way we're going to write it?
Yeah.
All right. So then Jack, what are my partial products that I'm going to write underneath my multiplication problem?
2,200.
Right, so we did 200 first because we worked with our small rectangle first. And then we had 2,000. And then what am I going to do to find my final answer?
Add 200 plus 2,000 to get
Right.
2,200.
Right, I'm going to get 2,200. And that's my final answer. I see Zoe's doing the little cheer. All right, how are we feeling? Are we feeling good? Can be a little bit tricky, but I think the area model really helps for you to figure out how to do 2-digit by 2-digit. All right, since we're all feeling pretty good, I want you to try to do number 9 on your own. And since we're kind of finished a little early, work on number 9 on your own and then type your answer to me in the chat so that I know you're on the right track. So I'll stop sharing my screen. So Noah, work on number 9 on your own. And if it helps, you can draw your area model to the side to help you figure out the answer, if that makes it easier. Tyler, do you have a question?
What page?
It's on page 178. You should have been following along with us as we were doing the other problems. So you're working on number 9, which is 80 times 55.
Miss Cabine,
Yes, Zoe.
I need help.
You're good, Jack.
I need help with number
With number.
Peyton, you're correct.
I need help with 5.
Zoe, start by telling Miss Gabine how you labeled your boxes.
I labeled my boxes. The first box I labeled 50, and then the second one I labeled 5.
Across the top?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have down the side?
80.
Okay, so far you're so good. Now, what's your next step? What do you need to do next?
Multiply.
Chase, you're good.
Ilea, Sophia, and Elijah, you're good.
So I need to multiply 50 times 80.
Okay, do that in the first box. Trace, you're correct.
Ava, you're correct too.
Oh,
Noah, honey, you should be working. Try this one on your
all
own.
I have to do is cross out the zeros on both of those, and since I know 8 times 5.
Sarah, you're correct. Gracie, you're good.
Bella, you got it. And Reese, you got it. Tyler, you got it.
Noah, do you have an answer yet for number 9? Noah. Noah, can you hear me? Miss Gabine, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Noah, love it.
Nina, you got it right. Good.
He has headphones on. He has to be able to hear.
Hunter, you got it too. Nice job.
Tyler and Caliana, you're both correct. Miss Gabine, if they have it correct, are they free to go do extra math?
Right. Don't forget to do your.
As soon as I get Noah's attention and get off here, I'll reset your account, okay? Chase, did you hear me? Okay. Noah.
Good job, Zoe. All right, so Zoe, Hunter, Nina, you're good to go. Go do your extra math. Nolan, you're good. Tyler, you're good to go. Reese, Ella.
Bye.
Bye, Tyler. Ava, you got it. You're good to go. Gracie, Elijah, Sophia, Ilea,
Can you
you got
hear me? What's going in? What do you hear in those headphones?
Cooper, you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. You can't hear me?
Bella, you're good too.
Bye. Soft chick.
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Pull your headphones out. Now take them off. Can you hear me now?
You.
No. Do you have? No wonder you weren't answering me. Bella, honey, you were good. You're correct.
Mr. Chef, did you get Peyton's answer yet?
I don't have him on. It didn't come up on my thing at all.
It didn't come
Peyton,
up.
are you still there? Noah, see if you have the mute button. Check your mute. Or turn up your volume. I'm going to stop recording, Miss Gibbons.